Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So a lot has happened in the past year and a couple months that I have not posted. I graduated from college, I got engaged, I got married, and I started graduate school, and I moved into my own house, and I got a puppy. So that kind of explains my absence, but today I am here to do a fall makeup look. I'm really excited about this. Sorry for the plain background. Eventually I'm going to get something to fill this space, or like maybe do a different setup. But yeah, anyway, let's just get started. As always, I'm going to start off with my eyebrows, and I'm going to use the Benefit Brow Contour Pro. I love this thing. It is amazing. It has a light shade, a deep shade, a definer, and a highlighter. The definer is a little bit too dark for my skin tone, so I don't really use it that much, but if you have a deeper complexion, it would definitely work. So I'm just going to go in with the darker shade first and just start doing my eyebrows. I'm gonna try and stay in the frame, but we'll see how well that works. And if you hear a really weird noise, my dog is right here and she's playing with her toys. So if you hear that like scratching type noise, that's her. And I can't really stop it. All right, so that looks kind of weird, but as you can see right now, I'm just filling it in, and I'm just gonna use the dark side for the edges. I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade up front. I'm not gonna talk much while doing my brows because I have to really concentrate in order for them to be somewhat even, but it's gonna be more of a talking type video when I get done with this part. All right, and so at this point, the eyebrows look a little bit heavy, so this is where I'm going to go in with some concealer and clean it up. What I really like to use is my Tarte Shape Tape in the color Fair with my Sigma F70 concealer brush, and just kind of clean up the bottom, and then we'll do some more work on the eyebrows. I just put like a little bit of a dab on my hand and move on with my life. For this next step, I'm gonna take my NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder and my Benefit double-ended eyebrow brush and just take a little bit of the powder to add on to the pencil. The thing about the Benefit contour pencil is it's like a waxy consistency. It is not a powder, so when you're putting a powder on top of it, you're kind of also setting it and making it less shiny. And to me, it looks more natural when you add a little bit more of a powder in it. Plus, it gives it some dimension because the colors are a little bit different. Once you get that powder put in your eyebrows, you're going to use your 3D Brow Tones by Benefit. This is just a little, not really a setter, but it's gonna add some dimension into your eyebrows. Instead of making it look just all one color, it kind of adds highlights. And I really love this stuff. It kind of sets your eyebrows. Like, I wouldn't use it on a day that it's pouring down rain, but it sets it enough that if you're just doing everyday stuff, it keeps your eyebrows in place. And also back to that NYX powder. So I love that stuff. It's a really, really good dupe for the Anastasia powder and the Benefit Foolproof powder. When you're broke and you don't want to spend a lot of money. It looks like this right here. Comes with wax. It's got a dark, I don't know if you, there we go. It comes with wax. It's got a darker shade and a lighter shade, and it even comes with a little mini brush, which I don't use, but I think this was like $12 as opposed to $24 or $26. So that's a really, really good dupe if you want to save some money. And then once I'm done with that, I just take my spoolie on the end of my Benefit brush and comb through the front of my eyebrows, just to kind of shade them out a little bit and keep it from looking too harsh up front, which I'll also do some more when I put foundation on, but for now, I'm just gonna use the spoolie. Today, I typically would do foundation and then eyeshadow because I don't do a lot of very intricate eye looks, but today I am. I'm gonna use a new palette that I have, so I'm really excited. So I'm going to take my MAC Painterly Paint Pot in the shade, let's see. I don't know what shade this is in, but it's in the pinkish shade. And I'm just gonna put this all over my eye as a base. I'm going to just start off by setting that base with the Smashbox Photo Edit Eyeshadow Trio in Nudie Pick Light. I got this at TJ Maxx for $7.99, and I know that these retailed for like $24, and it's just your basic colors, so that was an amazing deal. And I'm just going to take a Morphe E22 brush with that light shade and just put it all over my eyelid just to set that base, or set that paint pot. I'm also going to move it up under my eyebrow to set that concealer as well that I used earlier. Once all that is set, it's going to start the fun part. So I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. I have never used this before. I am so excited. So we're going to start off with this light shade down here. This is called, I'm guessing it's called CM Flint. Flint, maybe? I'm not sure. It's just this light shade right here. I'm gonna use this as a transition color. I've used Natasha Denona eyeshadows in the past. I have the Sunset palette and I have her holiday palette from last year, and I really like them. Her palettes are super expensive, but oh yeah, and I have a purple palette, but I can't remember what it's called. It's just like a little mini palette like this, has purples. But her stuff, like I was saying, is super expensive, but it's so good. Like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And I can't speak for every product, obviously, because I don't have every product, but the ones that I have are just phenomenal. So good. And let me know in the comments if in future videos, if you want me to zoom in when I'm doing eyeshadow. I know some people do that and some people don't, and I can't really decide if I want to or not. So just let me know what you guys think, what's easier to see, because I feel like this is probably really hard to see right now, but like I said, trying to get used to a new setup in a house. You can hear the squeaking. I finally have a vanity for the first time in my whole entire life, so that's what I'm sitting at right now, and I wish you guys could see it, but my mirror is on my vanity, so I can't really, and like the vanity's against the wall, so I can't really put it off to the side. So yeah, we'll figure something out. I do have this little Vanity Impressions mirror that I'm using, that I got at Nordstrom for like $30. And I'm just using that right now, and eventually I'll get a bigger one. Now that we have the transition color in, which I'm not gonna lie is a little bit darker than I thought it was gonna be, I think I'm going to go in starting with this one right here in the middle, the one that's called Raisin. I think I'm gonna do like a halo eye today. We're gonna see. Let's just see how it turns out. Putting this color on. Oh yeah, okay, so that's really pigmented. Yeah, you guys can see that. So I'm just gonna stick that on the edge right here, kind of blend it into that transition shade, but we don't want to blend too much so where you lose that pigment. Still want it to be purple. And then just put some in the inner corner also, obviously, because this is a halo eye. That is super pigmented. Wow, I'm impressed. Instead of like, you know, blending it around right now, I'm just kind of patting it in the sections that I want it. What have you guys been up to? I have been drowning in schoolwork. Like I said, my boyfriend of 4.5 years and I are married now, so he's not my boyfriend anymore, obviously. He's my husband, and he has gone a lot for his job. He is a firefighter, so he is gone quite a few nights a week, which is okay. What I'm going to do now is take a Sigma E, I think it's an E36, I'm not sure, I've had this for so long it's rubbed off, and just blend the top to diffuse it. This is a clean blending brush. I'm not adding any extra color. And I'm kind of just going in windshield wiper motions and in circular motions, and it's just diffusing that line so that obviously we don't have a line of eyeshadow. For the middle color, I can't decide if I want to do this gold or if I want to do this blue. I think I actually want to do the blue. I think it's a blue. Yeah, Blue Dahlia. This color right here, I think I'm gonna use that on the center. I have not been able to play with makeup in a long time, so I'm excited to do this. And I'm just going to take my Sigma brush, if I can find it. Okay, here it is. My Sigma E56 shader lid brush, and I'm going to spray it with some Fixed Plus. Yeah, with my Fix Plus, just to make it a little more opaque, because no matter how good a shimmer shade is, it always looks better with Fix Plus. So this is a new Fix Plus too, so it's gonna take a second. Blah. Okay, why is it still not coming out? Okay, here it comes. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit because I don't want to stick a wet brush in my pretty eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of this color right here, and we are going to pack it on. Yes, this looks good. That is so pretty, look at it. Oh my gosh, I just want to put this all over my eyeball, what the heck. That is amazing. So we're just gonna go back in with some more of this inner and outer corner shade, just gonna blend it into this blue, kind of rubbing, but mostly patting. Just gonna go back, blend some more of that lighter shade up top. Like I said, we don't want harsh lines. No harsh lines, none, zero, zilch, nada. So now that that's done, I'm going to move on to my face. I'm going to start off with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This stuff is so good. Like, oh my gosh, it is so good. Why is it so expensive? Like, why? Another primer I'm going to use is the Becca Illuminating Primer. I'm just gonna do a little bit because I'm gonna put on a matte foundation, and I don't want to be super, super matte. So I'm just kind of rubbing this on the outside and then patting it where I put that Tatcha primer. Another good thing about that Tatcha primer is it doesn't ball up when combined with another product, which if this has ever happened to you guys know what I'm talking about. When your foundation just like, or not foundation, when your primer just rolls up into little balls on your face and you're like, what is happening? So the foundation I'm gonna use today is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Oil Free Matte. I have never tried this before, so we are going to see how this does on my skin. I actually bought this back in August, but I was still too tan to use it. So this is a first impression because clearly I don't have tan anymore. So we're gonna try it out. Typically what I use these days is the Dior Forever foundation, and I live for that stuff. Yeah, okay, this color is not that bad. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's actually not bad at all. And I will say this going on, it's super creamy. It's like fluffy. It's like a fluffy consistency rather than just a liquid. I am impressed so far, but the real test with foundations for me is how does it look in like an hour, which, you know, I'm not gonna know in this video. It does an okay job of covering up redness. You can see a little bit is still peeking through, but not too crazy. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit still peeking through. Maybe we can get that with some concealer and some powder. But this side of my face, like this little splotch of redness, if I don't use my green primer, it is just crazy. And I promise I'm not trying to look into the viewfinder. I'm just trying to see how this looks in comparison to my mirror, because I'm sure you guys know mirrors do not always tell you the truth when it comes to lighting. Like, you think it looks so good and then you're like, what? How did that happen? Next, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which I am so impressed with this stuff because I used Tarte Shape Tape for a long time. Ever since it first came out, that was like my holy grail product. But I heard that the Born This Way was good, and so I bought it, and lo and behold, it is good. It does not crease. It's a little bit more hydrating than the Shape Tape. Just a little bit, not enough for me to like throw out my Shape Tape and never use it again, but it's a little bit more hydrating. So especially since I'm using this matte foundation, I think this concealer is probably a better option. I'm going to take my Too Faced Born This Way pressed powder, just kind of push it under my eyes. I'm not really baking, but I'm also not pushing it 100% in. I'm just kind of, I'm just kind of, you know, doing whatever I want to do, if I'm being honest. As I'm looking at the way this foundation is starting to sit, definitely would not call it super full coverage. I would just say between medium and full. I bet I could build it up more and get full coverage, but it is not full coverage upon first application. With my Dior foundation that I literally use on the daily, that is full coverage upon first application. So I can put that on and not have to build it up and worry about, you know, my redness coming through. But with this, you know, you can see it really bad. Okay, so yeah, definitely not full coverage, but not bad. It's not, I would not call it a bad foundation, just not what you're looking for if you want super full coverage. And I have got to work on my lighting in here because it looks super bright under my eyes on camera. And I know it's not, because I know this foundation does not give flashback. Not foundation, I know that this powder does not give flashback. Some powders do, but not the Born This Way. I don't put a ton of powder on my face, but I do put some more powder on top of my setting powder. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. This is a micro powder. It is super fine. I love this stuff. Like, even on days where I do not wear full face makeup, I wear this and it blurs pores and it just makes me look better than I do naturally, especially at like 7 a.m. So this is another product that is well worth the money. Let's move on to bronzer, highlighter, and blush. So for bronzer, I'm going to use, I'm actually going to do a little bit of contouring, not a ton, but something that I've liked doing recently is taking my Anastasia powder bronzer in the shade Rosewood with a setting powder brush from Real Techniques and just getting a little bit and carving out the cheeks. So this color is not the right color for me, which is why I do not use it as a bronzer. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it, but it works as a contour shade when combined with my bronzer. So I know that that looks absolutely ridiculous, but you guys will see what I mean, especially when it blends out. So we have that. Take the NARS bronzer in Laguna with my Benefit Hoola bronzing brush, and we just bronze. That looks super, super heavy on camera. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. But we're just gonna put bronzer around the rest of our face now to warm it up on the forehead and on the jawbone. Definitely gonna have to fix the lighting on the camera because it does not, it actually looks really good in real life. Like in normal lighting, because I just had to go outside. So now I'm going to take my Tarte blush book and my Sigma large angled contour brush, which is the F40, and we're just going to do some blush, obviously. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a darker shade, which is the shade Angelic. And I put a lot of blush on basically because it disappears on my face. So if it looks super, super pink and like, you know, just obnoxious right now, it doesn't stay that way. It'll have faded by the end of the video, which you guys will see. Now that that is done, I'm going to do some lower lash eyeshadow. I'm going to take my Sigma E21 smudge brush. I'm just gonna go back with that first Natasha Denona shade, the light one right here. Start it out on the bottom just so we're not going in directly with the purple. After that, I'm going to go in with that middle shade again, the raisin shade, and that's gonna be our main lower lash line color. When that is done, just take some sort of shader brush. I'm gonna use this Sigma Shader Crease E47 and just blend that out. No harsh lines, even on the lower lash line. After that, I'm going to use the Lancome Cils Booster XL Lash Primer. This stuff is so good. Next, I'm going to use the Hourglass Caution Mascara. This is a new mascara, I believe, and I love it. I got my mom hooked on it too. I don't know if you can tell, but just look at the difference. I can tell. It just, oh, this is such a good mascara. It's so good. Next, I'm going to go in with the Smashbox Always On waterproof eyeliner. I'm not really sure what shade this is, and I can't really read the packaging. Oh, it's called Bubbly. The shade Bubbly, I'm gonna put this in my lower waterline. For my upper waterline, I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs highliner, just in black. For my lip color, I'm going to use the MAC Spice lip liner and then the Anastasia Bittersweet liquid lipstick. I'm not gonna lie, that lipstick is a little bit darker than I thought it was gonna be. But it's okay. I kind of like it. Yeah, I do like it. It's just not what I was expecting. But then I'm gonna go with my MAC Fix Plus in Pink Light. This has those little flecks in it, I guess you would say. Okay, and then I'm going to press that into my face with my Beauty Blender. Of course, I'm going to use the Anastasia Ambreezy highlighter blinding and my Tarte Holiday Collection brush. And we are just going to pack it on. Some people are gonna think this is obnoxious, and then some people are gonna feel me. So, I think I'm also gonna put a little bit of glitter on the inner corner of my eye just to be festive. Just to be festive for fall, you know. That is the final look, and I really love it. I'm gonna take you guys into a different room without this blinding light that's on top of my camera to show you that it does not look this strong. So here is the makeup look in normal light, which you guys can see, you know. It does not look as strong. I need to get a better light for the top of my camera so that it doesn't, you know, do that anymore, because it looked really weird. But yeah, so I'm really happy with the final makeup look. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I will be back really soon with another makeup tutorial, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.